Hi everyone, welcome you all. So in the today's video, let us try to understand about different type of assertions. And we already discussed about hard assertions in our previous video. Now in the today's video, we will try to understand about soft assertions. So before that, let us try to understand what is the difference between hard assertion and soft assertion. So basically, when I use hard assertion, if any assertion is got failed, so rest of the code will not be executed. So basically the hard assertion, if fail, it will terminate the code. That means after the assertion, whatever statements you have written, they will not be executed. So the hard assertion fails, that will terminate your code or terminate your program. So to avoid that, what we can do is we can add soft assertions instead of hard assertion. So let us see basically how we can use soft assertions in Playwright. If I look at here, these are the list of assertions we already discussed in our previous video. So all of them are hard assertions. And if you come down to this page, the documentation page of this Playwright, so here they mention soft assertions. So by default, failed assertion will terminate the test execution. So if I use hard assertion, it will definitely terminate the test execution whenever it will fail. So Playwright also supports soft assertions. So what the soft assertion means? So failed soft assertions don't terminate the test execution. So that's the major difference between hard assertion and then soft assertion. So hard assertion will terminate the execution whenever it got failed. But soft assertions, even though it is got failed, it will not terminate the execution. Still, it will execute the rest of the statements. Now let us look at this practically, how we can achieve this. And before showing the soft assertions, we will try to understand the problem in the hard assertion with example. And then we will see how to insert a soft assertions. Now let me go to my Visual Studio Code editor, and under my test folder, I'm going to create a new test. So I will name it as soft assertions.spec.js. Now I'm going to write some piece of code here. So before that, I'm just trying to import required functions from the Playwright test module at the rate Playwright /test. So that I'm going to store in a const variable const test comma expert. So these are the two functions we required from the Playwright test module. And then I'm going to write one test. So in this, we need to pass two arguments. One is name of the test. So I can just name it as soft assertions. And then one anonymous function is required. So inside this anonymous function, we need to pass a page object. And before that, we need to specify async keyword. Okay. And then we need to, this is my arrow function. So you can say sync page, that page we have to keep inside the curly brace. Okay. So this is how we need to write a test function. So this is the name of the test, comma, async is a keyword. And inside the bracket, we have to pass page, and page we should not put in the double quotation. This is simply page. Okay. Now let us try to write some piece of code by using hard assertions. Now I'm going to launch my page, some application, and say await page dot go to, and here I'm launching my application. So I'm trying to launch this application and demoblaze.com, and then I will add some hard assertions initially, and then we will see the problem with that. So this is my URL which I have launched. Now after launching, let me try to put some kind of hard assertions. Hard assertions. Now how to insert a hard assertions? So basically I want to put some verification, like I want to check the title of the page, and then I want to check some URL, and then I want to check some locator is correct or not. So I will put some simple hard assertions here. For that, first I want to check the title of the page. So by using expect function, we can get the page object, and then we can verify the title by adding this assertion to have title. And here the title of the page is what? Store is my title of the page. So this is one assertion. Now I will add one more assertion. So whatever URL you have opened here, the target page also should have the same URL. So that I can put one more assertion. I can say wait expect page dot to have URL, and whatever URL you are expecting here, the same URL also, whatever URL is opening, the same URL I'm expecting here. So this is one assertion. And then I'll put one more assertion. I can say await, expect. So this time I want to verify something on the web page. Let's say I want to verify this logo is present or not. So I can just inspect this element. And this is the navbar hyphen brand. So for that, I'm writing CSS located in the selector hub. So this is the CSS for that element. So I'm taking this element and then, so how to get that element? So in the expect, we can say directly I'm writing the locator. So page.locator. So by calling page.locator method, and inside this, I'm passing CSS, and this will get the element, and that element is visible or not, I want to check. So dot to be visible. To be visible. So this is another assertion, to be visible. So totally 3 assertions I kept inside my code. So after that, let us try to execute. Basically, these are hard assertions. Okay. So hard assertions we can directly write by using expect function. Now let us try to execute this code. So I'm opening new terminal and then I'm executing the test. npx playwright test, and my test is test slash and soft assertions. So this is my test name, soft assertions dot spec dot js, and I'm just going to run only in Chromium browser, and by default it will execute in headless mode. So when I execute this, so it is saying no test found. I think the spelling is not correct. Let me clear and correctly write that name and save the file first of all. Okay, and then, so this is the name of the file. Let me change it properly. So under test folder, so the name is soft assertions dot spec dot js. Okay, now let me save the file and then let us run it. We have done one more mistake here. So at the time of importing this required playwright test, so you can just look at here, this is spelling mistake, so it is not able to find the test. So playwright slash test. So we have successfully imported this. Now let us try to save the file and then execute the same command one more time. So now my test is started. Now all my assertions are got passed. So if you want to see the report exactly, whether it is, because we get only one passed message for all the assertions. Now, if you want to see each and every assertion is got passed or not, you can just check the report by executing this command npx playwright show hyphen report. So this command will open the report. Now you can just open this and you can see these are the 3 assertions. So the first assertion, second assertion, and then third assertion. So basically all 3 assertions are got passed. Basically these are hard assertions. Okay. Now let us see what is the problem with the hard assertion. Okay. So for example, I'm intentionally fail my assertion. The first assertion I'm intentionally fail. Let's say I say 1, 2, 3. So obviously the title is something different. So the assertion definitely will fail. Now, if I run the script, see what will happen. Control C, and then I'm running the same script one more time. So now the test is got executing. Yes. So now you can see as soon as my test is got failed on the report, it is clearly saying my first assertion is got failed. And because of that, what happens? The rest of the code is not executed. If I look at this, so this is the particular assertion is got failed, and immediately it is terminated my execution. So it is not executed the rest of the assertions. So this is the problem with the hard assertions when you use hard assertions in your script. Okay. So to solve this type of problem, so we can use hard assertions instead of we can use soft assertions instead of hard assertions. So simply what you can do is same thing, same syntax. The only thing is we need to use something called expect.soft. So instead of calling just expect function, we have to call expect.soft function. So that is becomes a soft assertion. Now I'm just commenting this. Now let us look at the soft assertions. Now every expect function, we just change it as a soft assertion. Expect dot to soft. So now these assertions are soft assertions. So what is the use of the soft assertions? Suppose even though this soft assertion is got failed, this will not terminate the execution. So rest of the two assertions will be still executed. So that is the main advantage of using soft assertions. Okay. So in the same case, when I use hard assertions, that is got failed and that is terminated your script, and then rest of the assertions are not executed. Now let us see this time. So I'm saving the file and then execute the script one more time. And this time, this particular assertion, soft assertion, will fail, but that will not terminate the execution. So the rest of the assertions will be executed. Now if you can just look at here, my test is running. Yeah, now just observe here. So obviously the first assertion is got failed. You can see here, this is assertion got failed. But because of this, it is not terminate your program. If I look at the test steps, see only this particular assertion is got failed. This is the only assertion is got failed. But rest of the assertions, you can see to have URL, it is got passed. To be visible, it is also passed because of soft assertion. Okay. So this is the basic difference between soft assertion and hard assertion. So hard assertion fails, that will terminate your execution. That means rest of the script will not be executed. Whereas if I use soft assertions instead of hard assertions, even though the soft assertion is got failed, still rest of the code will be executed. That means the soft assertion will not terminate your execution. So this will be more useful while writing your automation test script. Just you need to call expect.soft. And if it is a hard assertion, just call only expect. If it is a soft assertion, you can simply call expect.soft. That's it. Okay. So this is a basic difference between hard assertion and soft assertion. So in their documentation, they have clearly mentioned how the soft assertions exactly work, and whatever list of assertions we already discussed as part of hard assertions. So for every assertion, there is an equivalent of soft assertion is there. So for example, here, expect locator dot to be checked. So the alternative for this is soft assertion is expect dot soft locator dot to be checked. Similarly, this one also, expect locator dot to be disabled. Same thing for a soft assertion is available, like expect dot soft locator dot to be disabled. So for every expect, instead of writing expect function, we will just call expect dot soft function, and that is becomes a soft assertions. Okay. So that's all for this video. We understood what is hard assertion and soft assertion, and what is an advantage of soft assertions when I use in your automation script. So in the next video, we will discuss about another topic. Thanks for watching.